Yo, what is going on, wrestling fans across the world? Welcome to a brand new week and welcome to a brand new edition of what we like to call the Clash of Champions, where we dive headfirst into all the storylines, controversies, personalities, and everything in between that center around this world that we know we love as professional wrestling. For better or worse, I am your host, the vegan you believe in, Conscious Kurt, aka Kurt GPT, the moral conscience of America, and my co-host needs no introduction, but the hell with it. He's gonna give y'all one anyway.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. This is Jonathan Randall, your podcast co host and your tag team partner, back in living color, the adventurer himself, and welcome. We had some technical difficulties last week, but we're back, and this is pretty late, though, but this is our recap show from WrestleMania. We do know that Backlash is coming up this Saturday.
Actually, no, we're not gonna recap WrestleMania. It's been already 2 weeks
No?
already. It's already old news.
I
Yeah,
got you.
we'll maybe touch on it briefly, but we're gonna
Yeah.
go off on these greedy fucks that work for TKO. I'm gonna be dropping f bombs like crazy today, so just brace yourself. And yeah, we're also before we get into the main topics, it just came out before we started recording today that Ted Turner passed away at 87 years old.
Yeah, I woke up to that news this morning. Shocking. That's a long life to live, though, but it is sad to hear somebody passing away, though. But um, not just with wrestling, but just in entertainment in general, he made a huge impact.
Yeah, he was a pioneer for cable television. Like those early years of cable TV, he was like the main faces of that. Like with the launch of TBS and TNT, and then CNN when he bought CNN. Yeah, basically
Hmm.
CNN is like the catalyst for how we have news today with all the 24 hours news cycles, for better or worse. Yeah, CNN was the catalyst of that, and you could credit Ted Turner for being the person to start that. Also, with making wrestling like a part of like the mainstream audience by putting it on cable TV, like in those early years of cable, especially TBS specifically, yeah, wrestling did like their highest ratings. So yeah, it wasn't
Yeah,
WWE who pioneered that. It was Ted Turner who pioneered that.
exactly. And Vince was shocked when Ted Turner was going to go into wrestling business to begin with.
Yes, that. Oh, what we're talking about is when Ted Turner purchased Jim Crockett Promotions from Jim Crockett in 1988 when they were having some money issues, and then that's when Jim Crockett Promotions and NWA eventually became WCW. And there was that famous speech that Vince McMahon talked about once, where Ted Turner went up to him and said, "Guess what, Vince? I'm in the wrestling business." And that would ultimately lead to like those billionaire Ted skits that they would do in WWE back in the day with Huckster, Nacho Man, all that nonsense. Yeah, but say what you want about him, but Ted Turner was what like really sparked the Monday Night Wars, with Ted Turner kind of like giving Eric Bischoff the reins to like buy all the talent and like sign all the talent for however much money they wanted, and then starting
Yeah,
Nitro and then the Monday Night Wars. Yeah, you could credit also that to Ted Turner.
I know. That's really crazy, man. And just he was definitely a pioneer. I think that's the one word you could describe him. If you were to define one word about him, was a pioneer when it comes to entertainment.
Yeah, entertainment, wrestling to a degree also. Yeah, you think of like all the channels we have because of him: TBS,
Yeah,
TNT, CNN, Cartoon Network, all those different stations, and now like it's a part of like HBO Max now. Yeah, that do
yeah,
definitely set the tone for cable
came a
TV
long
the way
way.
we know it today.
Right.
Even though Cartoon Network isn't what it used to be anymore.
Oh no, no, it's not. Sadly, I try to watch some of those channels on Prime though. But you have to buy them though. But yeah, it's not the same anymore.
Yeah, a lot of things aren't the same anymore, but it is what it is. But yeah, Ted Turner
No.
lived a full life, 87 years. Also, he was dealing with dementia apparently, and that was apparently one of the contributing factors to his passing. But rest in
Oh.
peace to him, condolences to his family, and yeah, definitely left a legacy that won't be forgotten. But in any event, ever since we last spoke to you guys, yeah, WrestleMania did happen, and just to briefly go over it, night one was trash, night one was dog shit. I don't care what anyone says. The matches
You
were
saw that
short.
coming.
Those ad breaks were ridiculously long, and
Mm.
other than maybe like, to be honest, I'm trying to think really hard of what was good about night one. I would say maybe the Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre match. Night one was dog
Yeah,
shit, and then night two,
yeah,
night two admittedly was better with the Overfemi and Brock Lesnar match, and then Oba beating Brock Lesnar in just like 5 minutes, and then Lesnar like retiring unexpectedly afterwards. And then the ladder
And
match
you
was
picked
good.
Lesnar to win. Shame.
I did pick Lesnar to win. Admittedly, I thought the feud would extend longer, but coming from the way it played out there, it looks like it's kaput. And Lesnar is also kaput, and he's done too. Because yeah, I didn't see that coming. Apparently, nobody else saw that coming. That was not planned. And yeah, Lesnar is done for the foreseeable future and possibly permanently.
Mm, that was shocking. I wasn't expecting that, if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that either. But I mean, it made for a great moment. Definitely made for a memorable WrestleMania moment. And then that ladder match for the IC title was fun. And Trick
Do you think?
Williams' long ass robe that he wore to the ring was freaking nuts. That thing was like going from the start of the entrance to the stop of the entrance.
Yeah, dude, that coat that he was wearing was reportedly 80 pounds.
Holy shit! It's probably gonna be
Yes.
longer than Lash Legend's wedding dress is gonna be when they get married.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I saw the pictures
But
from a
I
bridal
was really
shower the
happy
other
for
day.
him. Oh yeah, I was really happy for Trick to get that moment. I knew he was gonna win. I picked him to win, and he did it, and I'm very happy for him. So
Yeah, me too. I'm happy for him also, and also the Jaden Rhea Ripley match was good. I'm happy that Rhea won. Didn't really see it coming, but I'm happy that she won. And then the main event, Brock Roman Reigns and CM Punk, incredible match, incredible main event. That was the
yeah,
one match that really made it feel like WrestleMania this year. So kudos to both of them.
of course. Yeah,
Unfortunately, CM Punk lost the title. Roman Reigns won the title back, but still, regardless, great match. I can't complain about that aspect of the show.
still
So yeah,
recovering.
I'll give it a thumbs up for that sense. But then
Yeah.
after WrestleMania, all the stories started coming out about the whole security issues with the hotels and the casinos, and how fans were like overstepping boundaries like crazy. Like Booker T and
Oh
X
yeah.
Pac were talking about how like fans were like following them and like filming them while they were in the bathroom. And then there was that infamous incident where like there was a fan like filming CM Punk, AJ Lee and Bailey, like AJ Lee and Bailey were hugging, and Bailey could even like be seen like telling the person to go away. And then CM Punk stepped in and like slapped the phone out of his hand and then got in his face. So yeah, I don't blame CM Punk for that at all. I mean, people could say what they want about him and how he acts and whatnot, but in that scenario, he was dead on for the way responded. Fuck that dude.
You know, you know what? I don't think that was ever an issue when it came to that when they're in different cities for WrestleMania. You know what I mean? Has that? Am I wrong?
Last year, I didn't hear too much about that, but this year, yeah, everybody was talking about it. Drew McIntyre mentioned something. Damian Priest apparently had to step in for like some of the female talent when they were being harassed. Yeah, I was hearing that like crazy all this WrestleMania, but the past ones, I never heard it like this. No, never like this.
Hmm.
Serves you right for going to Vegas for 2 straight years. Well, I'm not condoning what happened, but WWE kind of put them in this predicament.
Yeah, very true. They did.
Yeah, so all that was going on, and then obviously another thing that's been happening since we last spoke to you guys with our massive cuts from WWE, including No, I'm sorry, I did not mean to say Damian Priest. Aleister Black, Zelina Vega, who was very upset about the way it was reported by Sean Ross Sapp. Also,
Mm,
Apollo Crews. Apollo Crews have been around for years. The entire White Six got released. That was a bit of a bummer. I feel bad for those guys and women too. And the one that was the most shocking for that day was Kyrie Zane, considering that she was still in the middle of a storyline involving Io Sky and Asuka that still hadn't been paid off yet. And randomly in the middle of that, they let her go.
yeah, man. It's just it's always after this event where they make the cuts, and I was really more surprised that Aleister Black was released. If I'm being quite honest with you.
Yeah, it sucks, but I mean, in the year that he's been back, I don't think he's done too much. They haven't really used him much,
And
as much as they should have. But maybe it was a thing where Zelina Vega got released and out of protest he left with her. That might have been
yeah,
what happened. But yeah, it
yeah.
still sucks. I'll never be happy to see anybody lose the job.
No, it isn't. And you know, they were supposed to. I heard a rumor they were supposed to use Aleister Black in that main event with Orton and Rhodes, but that was just a rumor.
Yeah. I can't wait to get into that in a few minutes with Nick Khan, like, glossing over all the creative, like, criticisms they've been getting lately. I can't wait to get into that.
No,
Yeah, but in any event, but the Kyrie Zane one was like the most head scratching because, yeah, they've had her like in this storyline with Oscar for months, where like Oscar's been bullying her and talking down to her, and it looked like they
yeah,
might have paid it off at WrestleMania, but then they ended up not doing the match at WrestleMania. So you're like, okay, they'll do the match at Backlash, they'll do the payoff there, and then in the middle of that, they let her go.
yeah. She was in the middle of that feud, man. She pretty much just in the crossfire, and then they just kind of like, oh, we're gonna release her. It doesn't make any sense creatively. And then another thing that's been bugging me about what TKO has been doing is that the fact that reportedly most of the superstars have been taking a pay cut.
Yeah, that's been coming out the last few days that they've been getting on certain people to take pay cuts, 50% pay cuts, despite the fact that they've been making record profits, charging so much damn money for tickets and streaming and all this other stuff. And Ari Emanuel, Mark Shapiro, and Nick Khan made like record profits. They got like big ass bonuses last year. I think Mark Shapiro made like $67 million last year. These executives are making all this money, and they're asking the ones who like put their bodies on the line, the ones who work the hardest, to take pay cuts. Really? You
Yeah,
insane?
especially yeah, especially Roman Reigns.
I don't know if that's true or not. That's just been floating around. I don't know if that's true or not. But apparently, it's like lower level talent, like people we don't see on TV every week. But still,
Um,
yeah, just to like be talking about how you're making record profits, you're doing record gates, you're making all this crazy money, and yet you're gonna ask your employees to take pay cuts. Yo, I'm gonna be honest. TKO and WWE right now, they represent everything that's wrong about America and why people outside of America hate America so much.
yeah, greedy. One word.
Yeah, a bunch of greedy douchebags to the 10th degree. And I can't wait. My official diss to WWE is dropping this week. I can't wait to freaking let these dudes have it. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'll be honest when I say this. I'm getting to the point where I want to go to their offices and start smacking people and throwing hands.
I mean, you already said at a point that after Backlash, you're going to take a break, right?
Yeah, after Backlash, I'm gonna take a hiatus from WWE. I might, watch a little AEW and whatnot, but I'm sorry. Like after what they did with WrestleMania with the Pat McAfee storyline, that was the last straw for me. Like I'm really just at a breaking point. Like I can't, tolerate this bullshit anymore.
And you know what's another issue is that so reportedly they don't have Roman Reigns on Raw for the rest of June, and that does not sit well with me. This was my biggest fear that I mentioned a couple weeks ago.
Well, apparently the reason why he's not going to be on Raw in June is because he's not going to be on Night of Champions. So since he's not going to be on that show, they don't really feel any need to have him on Raw every week, which I don't agree
See,
with. But I
that's
mean, is what it is. But the biggest release that took place over the last few weeks took place this past weekend as Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods are now
they
out of
left.
WWE. Yeah, they're out of WWE because apparently they were asked to take a pay cut and they refused to take a pay cut. And instead of taking that pay cut, they decided to bounce. And in all honesty, I do not blame them. Good for them.
No, I don't blame him. Look, I get that. Um, creatively, just wasn't doesn't seem right with him creatively over the past I don't know year or so. But
Yeah.
yeah, it is a little bit of a because they've been with the company. Oh my god, since for a long time. But yeah, it is a little bit of it's a bummer that they're gone.
Yeah, Kofi's been with the company since like 2006. Yeah, 2006 ish. I think he first like joined developmental. Like he came to the main roster in 2008, but that's still 20 years. And then Xavier's been with the
Yeah,
company since 2010. And with the whole New Day thing, like when the New Day thing first popped off, it really became a big thing. They made the company a lot of money in merchandise sales. They were one of the most successful and best tag teams in the history of that entire company. And that heel turn they did with them a year and a half ago was great. It was well done. But yeah, WWE really dropped the ball big time with it afterwards. Like of all the creative fumbles they've had in the last year and a half, that and probably John Cena's heel turn will probably be the two ones that stand out most.
yeah, just didn't pan out well. And honestly, I think just this is me how I view things. I've been saying this for a long time. I don't think they could handle. Um, I don't know that they could work as being heels. I think it a little bit falls on them. That's how I see it. Just how the way they present it as a heel just didn't work out. They were just better baby faces than heels, just straight up.
Well, they were good heels like initially when New Day started. Like they were heels like that first year of New Day. They were good at that. It was more of a
Yeah,
comedy aspect, but it was
playful.
still good. Yeah, they
Yeah,
were still good heels during that time. And this had potential. Like that night they turned on Big E, it had potential. But just like the John
yeah,
Cena heel turn, they had no follow up plan for it. They just did it for a viral moment, which was great for that night. But then afterwards, what the hell are you gonna do?
yeah. I mean, I agree on that. I mean, on a comedy aspect, they were good heels. That's what they were, though. But as far as like being an actual, you know, vindictive heel, like like a Randy Orton, that just couldn't. They just couldn't live up to that.
And WWE's creative couldn't live up to it either. And then after, botching that heel turn so badly, not having them on TV for weeks, after you re-signed them to a new deal last year, that's funny. They re-signed them to the current deal they were under now last year. And a year into that deal, you're going to ask them to take a pay cut? Of course they're going to walk away.
50%, pretty much. That's damn.
I know they make a lot of money, but still, that's messed up. Yo, you're going to talk
fifty
about all
percent
these
is a lot.
yeah, you're gonna talk about these record profits, all these like records you're breaking, and your executives are making crazy money, and The Rock, who's on the board of directors, is like walking the Met Gala and all that jazz, and you're gonna ask the people who work the hardest for you to take a pay cut? Like, tell me you're a shitty company without telling me you're a shitty company.
Well, for real. Oh man.
Yeah, these people suck. Yeah, these people suck. I don't want to hear Triple H. I don't want to hear Nick Khan. I don't want to hear Bruce Pritchard. I don't want to hear them sugarcoat this whole thing and try to make excuses for it. Just admit that you guys are assholes and that you're screwing over your fans and you're screwing over your talent. If they could admit that, maybe I would respect them a little more. But for them to gloss over it, make all these dumbass excuses, yo, you guys suck. And I mean it when I say that.
I have one quick question. I know you're going to be taking a break after this weekend,
Yeah.
right? What would make you, what kind of change would they have to make for you to come back?
That's a good question. Storylines where they don't start them and then just drop them 2 weeks later,
Hmm.
actually paying off certain feuds and actually doing things that are creatively satisfying, getting rid of these damn 10-minute ads in between each match and the PLEs,
Not just that, but
actually
also the shows as well on Raw as well.
making the shows
I
actually
hate that.
watchable. Because SmackDown, like, I don't like SmackDown is probably by far the worst show on television. Not just wrestling show, but just show period. Like I think those
Yeah,
reality
and
shows I
then
would probably tolerate watching before I would watch SmackDown again.
and they're going back to 2 hours, but I don't think that's going to make a difference though. But
No, no, it's
um,
not going to make a difference. Also, and maybe for TKO to sell the company to somebody else, not Vince, but somebody else. Yeah, because I feel like they've been the
TP.
biggest problem. You said it a few weeks ago on the show, and you're absolutely right. They've been ruining wrestling.
Yeah, I've been saying that for a long time, and I think that to me that'll be the first major step if they just separate from each other. Then I'll be like, okay, thank God, we're right on the right first step in the right direction. If they do that, the ads is way too much for me. Um, and I this is something I wanted to mention about WrestleMania a couple weeks ago. Is that there was the production was not good. There was too many commercials, and it was the same issue like last year where they didn't do any segments, backstage segments. They just all they did was just match, commercial, and show celebrities.
Yeah, that was. I'll be honest. Ezekiel agrees with us. I'll be honest. This year, especially night one, that was the worst experience I ever had watching a WrestleMania. From how short the
It's too
matches
much
were,
up.
yeah, how short the matches were. No promo package before each match, no backstage segments, interviews, nothing.
No,
And then yeah, just the main
no.
event got a lot of time. Yeah, that first night of WrestleMania specifically, that was one of the worst experiences I've ever had watching any wrestling show.
And when you look at, I look at the match time for each match, right? Especially for night one, right? They're pretty short. Like majority of that time was just towards commercials and ads and whatnot, and not towards the matches.
Yeah, they had like 1 hour alone in ads. They could have at least fit two more matches on the show with that time.
right? Or could at least fit a
or
couple
giving
of
more time to the
segments into,
matches, or giving more time to the matches they already had. That too.
right?
Yeah, they're just coming off worse and worse. That's why it's to the point where like I can't like really I can't endorse this shit anymore. Like I can't.
And I
Yeah,
feel you. You know what? And I applaud you for that because not a lot of fans could do that. You know how we are. Not saying that we're like that though, but there are fans that will complain and they'll still tune in and watch it instead
yeah,
of just
because
doing the right thing and be like, you know what, I'm just gonna walk away and not watch it anymore. I mean, I did that when I was in high school. Instead of complaining about it, I walked away.
yeah, because I feel like at this point it's not gonna get any better anytime soon. And yeah, at least for now, like I don't know how long this hiatus is gonna last, but at least for right now, I have to step away because yeah, this is too much. Yeah,
I,
like I'm
uh,
getting
yeah.
angry when I watch these shows and I see these headlines. I just get angry, like my fist bottled up, and yeah, like I'm just ready to just mess these people up on site, and that's not a good
When
thing.
was
I love wrestling. Wrestling is fun for me, but they just made it not fun for me anymore. And like, I don't want to be angry when I watch wrestling or think about wrestling. I want to be happy, and they took that
yeah?
away from us.
I agree with you, man. And this is a long time since you've done this. When was the last time you done this? It was almost 20 years ago.
Yeah, 20 years ago this year, 2006.
Wow.
Well, to be fair, 2019, I took a little break, like a month break from like at least from watching the weekly shows. I took a month break from like watching Raw and SmackDown, but
Oh yeah,
I'm
I
likely not
remember
gonna
that.
watch. Yeah, I'm likely not gonna watch like Clash in Italy. I'm probably not gonna watch that show. Night of Champions, I'll more than likely skip to. I'll maybe come back for SummerSlam. I maybe might watch SummerSlam, but we'll see. Like I said, at least for now, I need to step
Just
away.
depending on how the build is and everything, right? Just depending on how
Yeah,
everything is, right?
yeah.
True.
But just the place I'm at right now, I just don't trust them creatively to you know do
Yeah.
the right things right now. Because even right now, they've been teasing a storyline with like Seth Rollins and Montez Ford, how they've been like having tension, and that looks great. That looks great on paper, but I just don't trust them to follow through on it. I feel like they're gonna just like drop it in 3 weeks, and then we'll never hear anything about it again.
Well, because they're too busy with between Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker right now.
No, but just in general, they've been teasing a lot of tension between Seth Rollins and Montez Ford like the last week or two. I've noticed that. So I'm thinking like, oh,
Weird.
that has some potential. But then I'm like, you know what? I
Yeah.
don't trust them because something else that had potential was like that barely split personality thing, and that got dropped after a month. And then there was the Rock when the Rock came back at the end of Bad Blood to the throat sign, and then nothing came of that either. The New Day's heel turn. I could go on and on, bro.
Dude, I was just literally just rewatching Bad Blood like a week ago.
2024.
Yeah.
Okay.
Forgot how good times. Just forgot how good times were back then.
Yeah, I was watching WrestleMania 39, like during the build to WrestleMania. I just think to myself, like, damn, how far do they fall off from then to now? Like, there was just such a
Yeah.
funner energy back, like in 2023 and 2024 compared to like what it is now. Like, even going into
Yeah.
WrestleMania this year, the whole build, it just in general did not feel like WrestleMania. Like, it was to the point where, like, you know what? I don't really care about WrestleMania like that. In all honesty, my birthday trip to the music festival, like that was my real WrestleMania this year.
I feel you. I feel you on that. You said that.
Yeah, and then Nick Khan like does this conference call, like this this like town meeting or like town hall, I think it was called, like last week, and he got asked about like the criticism WWE's been getting lately, like creatively and financially, and then he called like everybody criticizing the product like a vocal minority and how they don't pay attention to that and they don't do their business based off of that. And then he tried to use like old tweets from like 2015, like criticizing Roman Reigns' push, like when Roman Reigns was like first getting shoved down people's throats and like the give divas a chance stuff and all that. When he forgets to realize that the fans reacting the way they did, like, for the Daniel Bryan storyline in 2014 being one example, and then the Cody Rhodes one 2 years ago when The Rock implemented himself into it being another example. Like, when people like have that much of an outrage and like make that much noise, it has made a difference before. And now you're just gonna write it off as a vocal minority.
Doesn't make any sense. You got to remember, he was one of the reasons why that WrestleMania is going to Saudi Arabia next year, and he defends it, and that's already a red flag to me. Honestly, I don't think they need to have it over there, especially what's going on in the Middle East right now. But I don't know. I hope something changes. I mean, creatively, you're looking at that situation. You're kind of like, it's not safe to have it over there.
No, it's not. Hell, even they have Night of Champions going there next month. It's probably not even safe to go there for that either. So they're still
Period.
saying as of now they're gonna do it in Saudi, but it might change depending on the situation. But even it was also his
Yeah,
idea to run Vegas 2 years in a row for WrestleMania, and he even said himself
I know.
without actually admitting it that like maybe we won't do that again.
Yeah, I read that. I hope not. And I've looked at a report on what could possibly be the next five possible destinations. I heard Nashville's one of them. I'm okay
I
with
heard
that.
that too.
Really, yeah. Um, New Orleans, they're gonna reconnect with New Orleans since they took it away from them this year. So
They're getting Money in the Bank instead. Yay, Money in the Bank.
that's a yeah, that's just a slap in the face trade off. Yeah, we're gonna take WrestleMania away from you though, but we'll give you money in the bank. That's up.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, man, yeah, just all these business moves, how bad the show's gotten, how interesting the show's gotten. It's like, yo, I can't do this anymore.
I know. I feel you.
All right,
I've
but with
been
that
down
being
this
said,
road before, Kurt. It's funny during the same time I did, around the same time I did when I left, because it was after Backlash in 2009. That's when I
2009,
kind of, huh?
back in 2009, yeah,
Yeah, it was around that time where I was kind of like, it's not fun anymore. It's not fun anymore. And creatively, it's just like, I've seen this already. It's just not fun anymore. So I walked away. So,
yeah, and yeah, I just have so many different things going on in my life right now. I'm also like been burned out. Yeah, I've had like a rough like last few weeks. Ever since I got back from my trip, I've been like, yeah, like running hard with like work and other things going on. Like I'm just kind of beat and tired, and just wrestling
I
just
feel,
hasn't been helping. So like
yeah.
I'm like, yeah, let me open the door for maybe other things in my life.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. I mean, I'm still gonna post stuff on the wrestling page and stuff, and plus, I've been doing different things too and everything. I told you, but I haven't told everybody else. But since March, I've been getting trained.
Yes, you did show me pictures of that. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun. It's pretty fun learning a lot.
How was it taking a bump?
It's not that bad, man. It's
It's not that
if I'm
bad.
being no, if I'm being quite honest with you, I mean, it's nothing. I haven't. I just did like the normal stuff on my own, like rolling and um hitting the ropes and stuff. And but I've only done it 3 times so far, though. It's been a little tough to do it more because of my work schedule, though. But I'm trying to get back in there, though. But yeah, it's fun. I'm learning a lot.
I hear that. Good. I'm glad to hear it, man. But
Yeah,
in any
it's a
event, we
lot
do
of
have back. Oh, go ahead.
no. It's just a lot of so much respect for the people that have been doing this longer. It's not. I don't want to say it's hard. It's just there's so much technique and so much you step by step stuff you have to do to make things right. If you get my griff.
Yeah, I've always been told before, like my cousin DJ 47, who's been on the show before, he told me he also trained to be a wrestler. He was wrestling independently for a while. He told me the one thing about wrestling is that wrestling is a dance, and like
True,
the more experienced person leads.
true, true.
But in any event, we do have Backlash taking place this coming Saturday from Tampa, Florida, 6 p.m. start time. I'm not going to watch that show live because I'm not going to put myself through watching those damn ads for 10 minutes at a time. But yes, Backlash is coming up this Saturday. And we do have 5 matches on the show. I mean, it's kind of standard by this point. We get 5 matches,
Yeah,
give or take, on these PLEs these days. But in a
yeah,
match that should have happened at WrestleMania but didn't because they had to squeeze in all these damn ads that nobody wanted, we do have Asuka going one-on-one with Io Sky.
yeah. And it was cool that Io Sky got a Intercontinental Women's title shot against
Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynch. Yeah, against Becky Lynch. Though until Asuka interfered, which led to this matchup. But just in general, they've been feuding with each other for a long time, and now it's going to pay off on Saturday. I have Io Sky winning this match.
I have Io Sky winning too. I think it will be a great match. Funny enough, this is going to be the first time that two Japanese women go one on one against each other at a WWE PLE. Respect to both
Hmm.
women for that. But I will admit this match isn't going to hit the same without Kairi Sane involved because she was kind of the centerpiece of this whole
No, it's
thing.
not. Yeah,
And like just getting rid of her
no,
in the middle of it, yeah, it definitely takes away from it. But
no.
I think the match will still be
Yeah,
good though. I'll give it that.
yeah. It just sucks that she's not involved because she was, like I said earlier, she was literally caught in a crossfire in this feud. It would have made more sense for her to be a part of it, but she's not anymore, unfortunately.
Yeah, they were saying that she wanted to go back to Japan. That might have been the reason why she was let go. But I've been hearing some things
Mm,
float around that there's a chance she might maybe show up for like a one off to kind of pay this thing off.
I see. Hmm.
We'll see if that happens. I mean, it'll be cool, but I kind of feel like now that they've gotten rid of her, it might be too late, but who knows?
Hmm.
But I do have Io Sky winning also. And on to our next match. Another match that should have happened at WrestleMania but couldn't because of injuries. We have Seth Rollins going one on one with Braun Breaker for the first time.
Yeah, and I like this build up. I like the feud. I love the segment that they had a couple weeks ago. And yeah, this match. I wish this match would have happened at WrestleMania, but Braun Breaker did show up in that match between Seth Rollins and Gunther of Night One of WrestleMania. But yeah, we're gonna finally get that match, and I can't wait for that one.
Yeah, me either. And I gotta say, I think Seth Rollins is taking the record for the most spears in like a 2 week period. He got like two spears at WrestleMania. He got speared like the Monday after on Raw. He got speared twice on Raw this past Monday. Oh man, I don't know what his ribs feel like, but I would not want to know. I would not want to feel that shit at all.
Were you was crazy? Like how long Braun Breaker ran down that ramp just to spear him?
At WrestleMania, yo, that was a great visual. Yo, that was a great visual. I'm not gonna lie.
It was. It was.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it would have been nice to get this match at WrestleMania, but it wasn't meant to be. But we are going to get it here. And since it is the first match of a series, because I think this match is going to be a series, I think Braun Breaker
Mhm.
finds a way to win.
Yeah, when you look at, especially looking back at that segment, yeah, because it's all about Braun Breaker proving a point, and Seth Rollins is like, I brought you in, and how can you do this, and all that jazz, and yeah, I think Braun Breaker should win this match.
Yeah, I think he will too, but it'll be a fun match regardless. I think it's going to turn into a series. I think probably there's going to be some shenanigans with the Vision. I think they might probably get involved, and the Street Profits might get involved too. Who knows? Maybe Montez Ford might accidentally cost Rollins the match.
Oh,
Yeah, I can see a scenario where the Vision comes out to interfere, then the Street Profits come out to counter them, and then something happens where Montez Ford maybe bumps into Rollins by mistake or something, and then that leads to Rollins losing.
yeah. We'll see.
And then Rollins can say, and then Rollins or then maybe Montez can like have an argument and say like, my wife had the better pregnancy announcement than your wife did.
Oh Lord.
Oh yeah, that also reminds me. Yes, it did come out since we last spoke to you guys at WrestleMania. Bianca Belair did come out to announce that she was pregnant.
Were you surprised about that?
Not really. When she came out and I saw she was covered up, I was having a feeling that that's what she was going to reveal.
Yeah, because we're waiting for her recovery, when she's gonna come back. We didn't hear anything about any reports of her coming back anytime soon or whatnot, and then this comes up. So yeah, a little bit of surprise for me.
Yeah, I mean the injury, like I'm sure still didn't heal, but then her coming out to announce that she's pregnant, yeah, that was kind of like her Beyonce VMA moment when like Beyonce like revealed that she was pregnant at the VMAs that one year. That's kind of like what this was for Bianca in a sense.
Yeah. Oh, and speaking of that, because John Cena was the one who gave that interview to her, it's been reported like a not too long ago that John Cena is going to be part of Backlash.
Yeah, he said he's gonna make some big ass announcement. It's crazy. John Cena's been retired for like 4 months and he still stays coming back.
Hey, they're trying to do whatever they can to sell tickets, and you know what? That's not John's fault. That's the WWE
Company's fault.
TKO's fault. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard him. Yeah, I think he lives in Tampa or close by to it.
Well, most of the wrestlers they do. Yeah, they live in that Tampa, Orlando area. So
Yeah, home of Hulk Hogan, what we'll talk about in a few minutes. Did you actually watch that documentary yet?
I haven't yet. No.
Oh, damn. Damn, son. All right, in any event, but yeah, so Bianca Belair did announce that she was pregnant, and yeah, she'll probably be gone for like at least another year. But yeah, I do have Braun Breaker winning this match. And moving on to our next match and a rematch from WrestleMania for the United States Championship, we do have Trick Williams defending his newly won championship against Sami Zayn.
Is the gingerbread man going to be there?
Who gives a fuck?
I know. I'm just joking. I'm
It's
kidding. I'm
not Christmas
kidding.
time.
I'm kidding. I'm not the one who put
Gingerbread
that
men
in there.
aren't
They did in
vegan
that
either.
storyline. Right.
Yeah, they're gonna have like a funeral for the gingerbread man on SmackDown on Friday. I saw. My God.
I'm t- of all the silliest, stupidest things they've done, this. Oh my god.
Sami Zayn goes from being a centerpiece of the Bloodline storyline to main eventing one of the nights of WrestleMania to this.
To be compared to a gingerbread man is just hilarious. And then they're having a funeral. It's just so dumb. But dude, but look, moving forward, look, Trick Williams is the newly crowned U.S. champion, and he'll keep that title. I do not see him losing that title. I think, and after this, they need to put this feud to rest and bring back Carmelo Hayes and do a story with Trick Williams.
That'd be great, but I could also see a scenario. I think this probably will happen. Where since Sammy just turned heel and they never did like a proper double turn to like really establish it, Sammy like kind of like officially turns heel here. Well, he's pretty much been a heel for the last few weeks, but I think it officially like gets, solidified here. And then he like wins the title by cheating somehow. And then they extend this feud longer. And then when Trick wins the title back eventually, Trick is like officially like a baby face and officially, you know, the champion long term.
I don't know. This has just been so weird. You look at this storyline, you're kind of like you don't know who's the babyface or the heel, or what role that the both are in.
Yeah, like they never did an official double turn. Like, the crowd's been cheering for Trick Williams and they've been booing Sami Zayn, but they haven't like really done
Yeah,
anything official to establish like which one is which. So I think maybe they do that here.
I don't know. I still pick Trick to retain because he's the new crown champion and he has that momentum. So I don't think it
I get
makes any
it.
sense to take it off of him immediately like that. It would be weird. But I have him retaining though, regardless.
I know I'm stretching it when I say this, but I do think Sammy's going to regain it, officially turn heel, and they could stretch his feud out a
Oh,
little longer.
leaving out Carmelo Hayes,
So
man. That just
maybe so yeah, I guess maybe yeah, Trick could have the gingerbread man or like a new version of it in his corner, and then Sami Zayn could have
oh,
Frosty the Snowman in his corner.
probably.
Jesus Christ. All right. Anyway, okay. Let's move on. Let's move on. We have a tag team match. We have Kit Wilson. We have Kit Wilson teaming up with The Miz to take on Danhausen and a mystery partner.
I even forgot this match was on the card. That made you don't even know who the mystery partner is.
I gotta say, some of these memes I've seen with Danhausen are mad funny. I'm not gonna lie.
It is
I think I
you
saw
better
one
hope
with
he
him and
doesn't
Jade
win.
Cargill. I saw like one with him and Jade Cargill when he's like running away from her, and it's like when you got the smash and she wants a relationship, but you're not about that life.
Oh boy. I don't
uh,
is this gonna be his like first like official match?
at a PLE, yes. I think he's had matches on TV, but this will be his first official like PLE match.
Okay. Well, whoever that tag team partner is, I mean, I really don't know. I really can't think of the top of my head. Um, I'm picking Danhausen, whoever his mystery partner is going to be.
I think I know who that partner is gonna be.
Who?
Count Dracula from the cereal box.
You stupid! Get the hell out of here! Stupid.
I wouldn't put it past
You're
them.
probably right, Kurt. You're probably right. Yeah.
Or,
Sheesh.
or the vampire from the Sesame Street. The vampire from Sesame Street.
Oh, Count the Count.
Yeah. One,
Yeah,
two, whatever the fuck he does.
and he does his that one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that guy. It's gonna be him.
yeah, probably. I wouldn't be surprised.
All right, but in any event, whoever it is, yeah, Danhausen and that partner is gonna win. That's that.
Yeah, yeah.
And in the main event for the World Heavyweight Championship, we have Roman Reigns in his first title defense since since winning that title for the first time at WrestleMania. I almost was gonna say regained, but he never held that title before. We're gonna have him defending that title against Jacob Fatu.
You know what? I actually like this feud. This is like the only this is like the one match that I'm kind of am looking forward to because it actually had a good build up, and it all started after WrestleMania because Roman, pretty much, well, he had been reunited with his cousins already, the Usos, but then Jacob Fatu shows up, and Roman's wondering, oh, you came out here to acknowledge me because it's been a long time since we've seen each other, and Jacob straight up was like, nah, I'm not here for that. I want that title. He wants to provide for his family. He wants everything that Roman Reigns has, and Roman's not standing for it. But I think the biggest shocker of this feud is that the fact that Jacob Fatu has used the ancient tongue and death grip.
Oh yeah, I remember when Ming used to do that in WCW, and
Yeah,
apparently Ming or Haku, whichever you want to call him, he would
yeah.
actually use that like in legit fights, like when he would get into legit fights with people.
Holy cow, man!
Oof.
Ooh, deadly.
I mean, to always be
Ooh.
nice to him.
I'm sorry.
Remind me to always be nice to him if I ever meet him.
I mean, he's one of the most feared wrestlers ever, man. I mean, I don't want to mess with
Yeah.
Haku. Nobody does.
Even Andre the Giant was afraid of him.
Yeah, you told me that. I would be surprised. We actually be making it interesting if Haku actually was at ringside watching this match too.
Yeah, that would be interesting. And one thing that's been interesting about this feud and the last 2 weeks since Jacob Fatu's been using the Tongan death grip on Roman Reigns, the Usos have been nowhere to be found. And they've been like backstage. They've been seen backstage, and yet they don't show up to back up Roman or help him out.
Well, yeah, just pretty much giving him advice on what to do. And this was the week when when Jacob made that decision. It's like, nah, I'm still gonna challenge you for the title. And even during the contract signing, they didn't show up either. So that is a bit of a surprise, though. But
Yeah, I'm starting to think that maybe there might be a scenario that plays out where the Usos turn on Roman and then they join forces with Jacob.
mm, that would be weird though because they were. Well, it was Jay was the one who was pretty much telling Romans like, nah, man, like you need to like he's trying to go after your title. You need to stand your ground and all that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true, but yeah, like I said, it's just been so weird that yeah, they haven't been like showing up to help Roman out, and even considering like all the things they did to I'm sorry that Roman did to them in the past, maybe they haven't forgotten about that, and maybe this leads to them finally deciding to turn on him.
I don't know. It'll be weird, but I still stand by what I say that Punk should have retained.
Maybe, but Punk and Cody is a match down the road sounds great, and
I know
maybe
they
Punk
teased
might move
that.
to SmackDown. Yeah, maybe Punk might
Yeah,
move to
I know.
SmackDown in the next few months.
Yeah, I heard. I heard they because they teased it at After Mania. They teased it, and I was like, okay, I feel a little bit better.
Yeah, so they got that going on, and yeah, the bloodline stuff. Yeah, I get that. It kind of feels like they're going back to like what they did years ago. It's kind of like their like safe space in a sense. But I mean, it's still
Hmm.
been good. I mean, I've enjoyed this feud so far with Roman and Jacob. And with that being said, I don't think it ends here. I think there's a scenario where like there's a disqualification or some kind of finish along those lines where Roman keeps the title, but the Usos attack him and then they join forces with Jacob, and then that leads to a rematch at the next PLE.
Which is Clash in Italy, correct?
Yeah, the end of the month.
Okay. Hmm. But yeah, I definitely Roman's gonna retain, and we'll see what's gonna happen after, man.
Yeah.
It really bums me out how like creatively they don't have him anything for June, and that was my biggest fear. If he was gonna win, what kind of champion he's gonna be, and it proved my point. He's being a part timer again, and I don't like it.
Yeah, he said he was going to be around all summer. Yeah, he was talking about being around all
Bull,
summer, and then he's going to be gone for part of it. I don't
bull
know. Maybe
crap.
maybe his daughter's graduating high school like that month because I heard like his daughter's about to graduate high school soon, his oldest. So maybe like he
Well,
wants to spend time with her before she goes away to college. Maybe that's a thing.
I get it and all that stuff, man. But look, when you're the champion, dude, you need to. There's a weight of responsibility you have to carry. There's an old saying, "Heavy is the head that wears the crown." So when you have that prestige, there's a lot of responsibility that you have to carry with it.
Yeah, I get that.
So I'm sorry, just I don't like part-time world champions. I saw this with Brock Lesnar back in 2017. I saw this with Roman Reigns during his last year of his title run, and I'm sick of seeing it. I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like it either, but I think it's only going to be for 1 month. If it's only for 1 month, I'm not mad at it. But if it's like a continuous thing, then that's a different story.
Well, he's gonna drop it at SummerSlam. We all know that.
Possibly, maybe the Obafemi.
Yeah, come on now. He's gonna win the king. They're gonna do the King of the Ring again this year. He's gonna win the King of the Ring. He's gonna get his title shot, and he's gonna win.
Yeah, I could definitely see that happening. Obafemi's definitely on a hot streak right now after beating Brock at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
Yeah, looking back at it now, like for the momentum he had going into WrestleMania and that feud with Brock, like that was the right move was for him to win the way he
of
did.
course. With all that
Yeah, it was the
momentum
right
that
move.
he has, and now, come on now, yeah, he's gonna carry that momentum into the summer, and pretty much is gonna be the summer of Oba.
Yes, it is. They're
And
gonna
a lot of
be doing the
football
strut of the
players.
nightclubs.
It's been football players. It's been some football teams that have been doing the Oba strut now during the celebrations.
Yeah, well, the next time I go to a party or a club, I hope they play that song so I could like do the strut all over the dance floor. It's gonna be a
Oh
rap.
God.
All right, but yeah, we have Roman retaining one way or another, unless those rumors are true about Roman's pay, like the things about Roman taking a pay cut. Unless those rumors are true, and maybe he drops the title here and sits things out for a while. Yeah, he's retaining that title.
That would be insane if that happened.
Yeah, that would be insane.
I
What
would
also
really,
was
I'll be
insane.
happy for Jacob though, but I'll be more upset because I'm like, well, damn, Punk should have just retained. And Punk has not been on Raw ever since the night after WrestleMania.
I figured he was gonna take a break after WrestleMania since he lost the title, and also AJ is gonna be gone for a while too. They said that he's not gonna be around for the foreseeable future. So I figured like they're probably taking a break, a extended vacation because they had a rough few months, with the dog dying, and even Punk said like a few other people that were close to him died in the last few
Yeah,
months too. So they probably
yeah,
need some time to rest, need some time to recoup and all that. And yeah, WrestleMania season's crazy too, and everything. So yeah, they probably just need some time to relax, and I get that. So yeah, I figured he was gonna take a break.
yeah, yeah.
But
Still
yeah, that's
recovering for
backlash.
it.
Yeah, but that is backlash for this coming Saturday, 6 p.m. start time. I will not be watching that show live, like I mentioned before. But who knows? Maybe they'll surprise us. Maybe it'll be a good show, better than WrestleMania was. But considering the creative blunder this company's been in for the last year, I will not hold my breath.
No, no. And in history, we had some backlashes that were better than WrestleMania, though. So, well, like you said, we're just not gonna
Yeah,
hold our breath.
yeah. There's been many of them. Backlash '99, Backlash 2000, Backlash 2009, Backlash.
Well, seven.
Oh, 07 was a good one too. I don't know if it was better than WrestleMania that year, but it was still a good one. Good main event. I would probably
Oh
like
yeah,
I saw that list you posted about the top five Backlash main events. I probably would have maybe ranked that the number two best over the Rhodes and AJ Styles match.
true. And that was the person who ranked that. It wasn't me.
It was
It wasn't me who ranked it. It was yeah,
yeah, that
yeah.
Goldberg and Rock match does not belong on that list. I'm sorry.
No, 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 no. Of course not. Yeah.
Benoit, Shawn Michaels, and Triple H I'll put on that list. I know Benoit's the whole tainted thing, but if we're asking what
Oh
the
yeah.
best matches, main events were for Backlash, I would put that on the list.
That's my favorite backlash. That in 2000.
2004,
04 and 2000 are like my top two favorite.
fair enough. 2000 was fire. That Triple H and Rock match with Austin coming out at the end and then Rock winning the title. Yeah, that was top notch. Honestly, that's one
Yeah.
of my favorite WWE title wins was that Backlash.
Mm. Oh yeah.
So, what did you think of Michael? I saw that you saw Michael the other day.
Oh my god. Great movie. Um there was don't get me wrong, there was I've been watching a lot of videos about certain things that they were supposed to put in but they cut. I wish they would have put in like Diana Ross. I wish they would have put that in there, but it's reported that her herself didn't want that in the film, so they cut it out. Overall, it was just a great movie, man, and it made me. I've always been a Michael Jackson fan, and it made me revisit his music again, and it was just it was great. And the man's been gone since 2009, Kurt, and he's still he's getting a lot of streamers. People are streaming his music like crazy, as if like he's still alive, and it's crazy, man. And there's no artist in the world out of all the artists that I like. There's no artist in the world that will touch his aura.
Yeah, there will never ever be another Michael Jackson. That dude was special. Just that the timeless songs, and not even the fact that these songs were like timeless. They were well written, they were well performed, well sang by him. But just the fact that a lot of these songs they had a message to them, and they were also songs you could dance to. Like you don't get any better than that. Songs that have a message and songs that you could dance to and play at a club or play at a party. Yeah, that's the best of both worlds.
Yes, absolutely. And I need to buy one of his albums on vinyl, but like I even said the other day, I think his Off the Wall, his solo debut album, that's my all time favorite.
Fair enough. Personally, I love Thriller. Bad was also very
That's
good too,
everybody's.
but yeah,
Yeah.
Thriller just hits differently for me.
And I like Bad album way more now because looking back at the background, because it's all about it was stuff that he was going through personally, and then him having more like an edgier appearance too. Though I was like, oh, okay, I understand that now. And then for Thriller, I love the background for that one because surprisingly, Off the Wall only won one Grammy, Kurt, and he was a little bit bothered by that. So he was like, all right, I need to make the next album like better, like
Yeah,
legit better, and he did.
yeah, he definitely made a classic with that album. Yeah, that album like literally has no skips.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I
it just
feel like
brought me
Off the
back
Wall
to
doesn't have skips either, though. But yeah,
yeah, it just brought me back to like a fun time, like especially during those early days of MTV. Crazy, he was the first black artist to get played on MTV. I like that scene in the movie when they show like that executive like threatening to pull all the other artists if they don't play Michael Jackson's
yeah,
video on there. Yeah, it was
that
great.
was Mike
And
Myers,
Joe, hmm?
the dude who the CBS executive.
Mike
Him?
Myers, the actor, played him.
Yes,
Oh shit, I didn't even catch that.
that was him. Yeah, I know. I
Oh
even
shit, I didn't
told
even catch that.
Samantha. Yeah, I know. I even told Samantha because we saw it with each other, and I was looking close. I was like, "Oh my god!" Because that was it was a lot of makeup. You really couldn't tell, but if you look really closely, that's him, dude.
Interesting. Yeah, it's crazy
Yeah,
how you kind of miss these things. But yeah, I
yeah,
enjoyed it also. Honestly, got a lot of like bad like mixed reviews before it came out, so I was kind of skeptical about it. I was even ready to
yeah.
make fun of it if it was bad, but then when
Mm.
I watched it, I'm like, yo, I like this movie. I'm having a good time watching it, and just the vibe in the movie theater was also fun with everybody singing along to the songs and whatnot,
I
and
was
jamming
singing too.
everything.
I was lip,
Yeah, it was a fun
I
vibe.
was lip, yeah, I was lip syncing. I couldn't help it. I was, I
Yeah, it took
can.
you back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. The Michael Jackson biopic and then the Hulk Hogan docuseries like all dropped in the same week, and those like two of the most defining figures of the 1980s,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and both of them are gone too.
I know. And it
Yeah,
was
the
even
Hogan one.
crazier that
Go ahead.
what's even crazier that Michael had wanted to do. He was planning to do like another like a um
Another tour.
tour, and literally like a month later he passed away. So
Yeah, the whole "This Is It" thing. Yeah, the whole "This Is It" thing. He made that
yeah,
announcement. I think they came out with a movie about it, like going through the behind the scenes of him trying to prepare for it, and then yeah, 1 month
yeah,
later he dies. I'll say this much: when
man.
Michael Jackson died, I remember like when he died specifically, the whole world just stopped.
Yeah, I remember where I was. I remember because I had my very first job during the summer, and my mom picked me up, and as soon as I got in the car, and she had the radio on, and she told me, "Is that John?" It's like, "Hey, it was like Michael Jackson passed away." I was like, "What?" I was like,
Yeah,
"Dude,
man. Yeah, it was insane. Yeah, I remember just that's all they talked about in the news for like 2 weeks straight. I mean, granted,
yeah,
I don't think you should put that much attention on a story like that. I mean, it's sad, don't get me wrong, but I don't think you should put that much attention in that kind of story. But in any event, it just shows you the kind of impact this dude had and how big of a deal he was.
oh yeah,
Yeah, but apparently they're gonna do a sequel. Apparently they're gonna do a sequel for Michael
Oh
because they're
yeah,
gonna
because
cover
they
like more
left
of the
off the
second half of
Bad
his life.
Tour. Yeah, they left off when he was performing at the Bad Tour, and that was like another thing that was interesting too, though, because I thought I did not realize that that was his first solo tour. He wanted to do the tour for Thriller, but instead he did a tour with his brothers because
His douchebag
supposedly,
dad, his douchebag dad
well,
wanted them to stay together because
yeah,
he wanted to get more money.
yeah, that's part of the story, but the real story is that his mom actually convinced him to do it for his brothers.
Oh, shout out to Nia Long. She did a good job playing the mom too.
Oh
Shout
yeah,
out
she
to
did.
Nia
Oh yeah,
Long.
she did amazing.
The dad
And don't
also
get me
did
wrong,
great too.
Angela
The dad.
Bassett. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Angela Bassett did a wonderful job in the TV series because that's my real Michael Jackson story right there. If you know what I'm
Yeah,
talking
I
about.
remember that. Yeah, of course I remember
Yeah,
that one.
yeah. But Nia Long did a good job.
Yeah, also the dude who played the dad also did a great job too. He was a real despicable fuck, which is exactly what he needed to
Oh,
be. I just love that scene at the end when like Michael makes that announcement saying like this is gonna be my last tour with my brothers. And then like the look
oh,
on Joe's face when he says that, it was classic. Yeah, screw that guy.
I I need to send you a real life. There's a real like video of that when he actually did that. I have to send that to you.
Oh, good, good. Yeah, definitely send that to me.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
send it
Michael
to
was
you. Yep.
yeah, Michael was dope. Also, I'm looking forward to Mortal Kombat. I'm gonna go see that tomorrow.
Oh yes, I want to see that too. Let me know because I know that's the weekend of Mother's Day, but when you watch it, let me know because I want to watch that too.
Yeah, I gotta rewatch the first one though. I'll probably watch it maybe today or tomorrow. So yeah, Mortal
Okay.
Kombat I gotta check out. And then yeah, check out that Hogan documentary. I mean, I'll say this much: they gloss over a lot of his bullshit. They don't really like touch too much on a lot of his controversies and a lot of the reasons why people hate him. But it was a
Mhm.
well done documentary. I'll say that much. Like a lot of the clips they got like a lot of the things they show. Like it really brings you back to like those happy Hogan memories and whatnot. Like kind of like is a fun trip down memory lane. Some of the songs they use in it are pretty dope. Like a lot of the '80s songs they use to show certain clips are dope. Like that Broken Wing song, that Take These Broken Wings song.
From who?
Like take these broken wings and we'll learn to fly again. No, we'll live so free. And when we
Hmm.
hear damn, you don't remember it, never mind.
Don't worry, it'll come back to me when I watch it, but I'll watch it though.
Yeah, anyway, they play that song when they're showing clips of his match with Yokozuna when he loses the title.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, and then Bret Hart shits on him. I'm sure you saw some of the clips of that. Yeah, Bret Hart really lets him have it. They even covered it on the Joe Budden podcast. On the Joe Budden podcast, they cover it and they talk about how Hogan like was really grimy for the way he did Bret Hart in that whole scenario. And they gloss over the
Really?
whole racist thing too. They gloss over that. But I will admit it is a little sad because they show like a lot of home movies with like him and his kids, like when his kids are little, and
Yeah.
especially like considering how him and his daughter had a falling out and all that. Yeah, like to see like how him and his daughter were like when she was a little girl and how close they were. To see like what their relationship became later. Yeah, that is sad. I will admit.
Oh man.
And obviously the
I'll
death,
definitely check it out.
and obviously the health problems he dealt with, and like his death and all that too.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a complicated legacy. They glossed over a lot of his bullshit, but it was still a well done documentary. I'll give it that.
Mm.
All right, but in any event, yes, subscribe to our YouTube page, subscribe to our Spotify, follow us on social media, our Instagram. Let us know what you
Yes.
think. We love to holler at you guys and talk to you guys about these topics in a healthy way. Keyword healthy ways. And yes, I will be taking a hiatus from this show for a little while and a hiatus from WWE because I don't have any more patience for them anymore. But yes, for John Randall, this is Conscious Kurt for another edition of Clash of Champions. Take care. God bless. Enjoy your weekend. And remember, don't be an asshole and a douchebag and greedy fucks like WWE in real life and social media because that toxic bullshit is for the birds. Greed is the
And
devil.
that's
Don't
right.
you ever forget it.
Right. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, like and subscribe. Um, just like what Kurt was saying. And after Backlash, we will be doing our pretty much doing our last episode, our recap show. And after that, we'll be taking a little bit of a break. But I'll still be posting news and stuff on our social media. And until then, take care. God bless, and always stay adventurous.
And to WWE and TKO, fuck you and eat shit. Take care.